Corporations tend to be at their least successful when the board of directors descend into suspicion, infighting, and sometimes outright conflict. Unfortunately, it seems that the directors of Lemrib Proprietary Limited had fallen into conflict with one another and divided into two opposed factions, which Justice Young described as being unhappily wedded together. One faction was determined to remove a director by the name of Jeeves, and they played every nasty trick in the book. Late on 18 August, they called a meeting for 20 August in Sydney, knowing that Jeeves was in Perth. Despite that, he made it to the meeting. They also circulated a meeting notice which gave the business of the meeting as to allow Roger Francis Jeeves to address the board on the allegations against him made in the course of litigation pending against the company. In fact, their intention was to dismiss him. They did so at the meeting, then held several other meetings that afternoon to put in place administrative arrangements for the new board. One of those required notice to be given to the company auditor, and they gave that notice to him just 10 minutes before the start of the meeting. Needless to say, the auditor did not attend. The court was called upon to decide whether the resolutions made at the meetings were valid. Justice Young was scathing. He described it as a matter of decency to provide proper notice of a meeting in good time, and he said, "The notice of meeting must contain in clear language a full summary of the business with which the meeting is convened to deal. The people receiving the notice must be able to decide whether it is worthwhile them attending, or whether they are quite content for the business at the meeting to be dealt with in their absence. It is a fundamental principle of company law that the meeting could not deal with any business other than that set out in the notice of meeting, plus general business, without it being specified in the notice. The resolutions of the meeting were held to be invalid. From this case we learn that where a person has the right to attend a company meeting, they have the right to proper notice of the meeting, given in good time with sufficient detail of the agenda to allow them to decide whether or not to attend."